what you know about me.
And then GameStop blew up again. And it's like, okay, there's something deeper going on here that I need to be aware of. Because until that point, I've been like every other guy on the street. It's like, yeah, these guys are just fools. They're wasting their money. They don't know what they're doing. And so then I took a deeper dive, and I wound up looking at GameStop and AMC, and I said, you know what? There's a lot of stocks here that seem to be in this pattern. Like, again, all the ones that ripped in January and then came down. Well, I don't want to do GameStop because it's $250, but AMC is like $8. So I can play around in this. And I started day trading AMC. And then as a trader, I recognized, this is very atypical behavior. This doesn't make a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. And so I started looking at it even more closely. And the day that convinced me that there was absolute manipulation going on and this was a play was the day that GME fell from 250 to like 125 and AMC dropped from 14 to 10 or something. And it's like, okay, this is BS beyond belief. And they wouldn't be doing this unless there was a serious underlying issue here. This is too ridiculous manipulation to get away with. So I went all in, and I was like scouring Reddit. I was scouring, Twitter, not so much. It was mostly Reddit at the time. And I was picking up some YouTubers, and I was doing what you do. I'd be watching Trace and Matt Kors and all these guys. And as these guys are all young. They really don't know what they're talking about, but they must know what they're talking about on this play because they've been following it longer than I have. So then I started to realize as time went on, there was a difference in quality between some of them. Yeah. And of course, then there was the infamous bald guy from New York, and I won't name him. But it's like this guy seemed to be saying some stuff that sounded like he either had a contact or had some real experience. But then he'd be acting all crazy. So it's like, is he doing this to be vague? Like what? Anyway, I started picking up on some of the stuff, and some of the stuff said, yeah, this would be explaining how they're able to do this and the delaying orders. That sounds like that's nothing you don't see that in FX. But okay, in equities with the delay, the 3+3, and like if a market maker is controlling the flow, I hadn't been experiencing that. And my knowledge of the DTC at the time was basically like, the idiots that settle all my bond trades. I don't really care about them. But now It's like, I got to take a deeper look into what these guys are doing because they're facilitating naked trading. And I've never encountered that in FX before. You do a trade with a guy, it settles or else, right? So I'm not familiar with this non-settling stuff. So it was an education for me.